Hello, hello, hello. And yes, this is your Act Now message. Choice 2. Your guardian angels will guide you and your process. Hello, I am Indigo Sage. Welcome to your Act Now message from your guardian angels. Your Act Now message features 2 choices that are causing a dilemma in your life. Your guardian angels are providing the information in this reading to help you make a choice so that you may act now on your decision. The Act Now message in this reading is for those of you who may find yourself needing to make a choice between the first video, which was choice 1, which was teetering between whether it was business, career, or partner 1, and this video, which is partner 2, I'm going to say, or yourself. Okay, and you'll find out later why I'm saying it could just be yourself choosing yourself. Okay, I was gonna say either way, I think choice 2 may be the right choice, but all I can do is give you the messages from your guardian angels, and you interpret them and apply them to your life, how they fit. Okay, so continuing on, allow me to tell you a little information about the designated decks for all Act Now readings. They are as above and so below. The as above deck focuses on the nature of universal energies present in the world as it relates to your choices. The so below deck will be used as clarifiers for the as above deck. The so below deck will show you how the universal energies play out in our everyday life, as well as how we experience the elements. Information for all decks used in this reading will be in the description box below. With that being said, let's get started. So I am Indigo Sage and an awakened soul, and you can find out more about my journey when you visit unapologeticallysage.com website. You can also find me on Facebook and Instagram at unapologeticallysage.com. Attracting results. A choice that begins an important cycle. And this is Act Now choice 2. And this message, like, I'm pausing like that, not to be dramatic, but this was really deep. And this is a really deep and emotional message. And the good and bad of it is that I was able to channel it, and I am going to deliver the messages from the guardian angels exactly as they told me to do so. And but I am also going to move on to a different format after this, because this message was heavy. So, these are the cards for the message, and the reason why they are this way is because I had technical difficulties, and normally my Act Now messages would be live, and they still will be. However, until I get my technical difficulties under control, this is how they will be delivered. And if you guys like this better, just let me know. No problem. But normally they would be spread out over the altar, but they're laid flat, so there are some inconsistencies, but moving forward, the past of it all, the Hierophant, which actually I did want to point out that in this deck, the Hierophant is spelled with a Y instead of an I. I have not researched and found out why that is. No pun intended. But when I saw it, I was like, that's not how you spell Hierophant. It's the little nerd in me, which is okay because, you know, we all have a right to have a little nerd in us. But anyway, they spell it with a Y instead of an I. And the past is represented by the Book of Shadows. And some key points are, we create our future with each moment we live. The world is our classroom. What lessons will manifest and shape your path? Keywords are knowledge, tradition, understanding, beliefs, practice, in daily life. But here's the thing, it was in reverse. So clarifying the reverse with the So Below deck, and it is the Hierophant, of course. And as I said before, it's spelled with a Y for whatever reason. I'm not sure yet. But some key points for the Hierophant period is this person helps others understand not only the whys and wherefores of a subject, but also help them apply knowledge to their everyday lives in ways that work for them. And what this translates to is making knowledge accessible and understandable by others and for others. However, this was in reverse, which means using knowledge as a way to control or wield power. It was in the reverse. But it's clarified. And I did mention this in my first Act Now Choice 1 video companion to this one. I didn't plan on using my personal clarification cards for these readings, but Spirit told me to do it, so I did it. So here we go. So the Hierophant, which was in reverse, it's clarified by everybody have a seat and STFU, which is hush, 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 hush. So the clarification for that, which was just one card, this person, you, or whomever you're peeking in on, is worried about what people are saying or what they're perceiving the people will be saying, what they're making up in their head that people are saying. It's a worry about gossip, talk. The Now of it all. 10 of Earth, which was also reversed, clarified by 10 of Pentacles And the Ten of Earth, I am actually going to first read an excerpt from the guidebook and then break it down. So the excerpt is, and this is representing the now from the as above. The division of our time on this planet into lightness and darkness is also one of our most persistent and common metaphors. Yin, yang. Everything carries the seed of its opposite. The night sky has the moon, which reflects the sun, the orb of the day. The day casts shadows, seeds of night under the sun. And yet there is a sense of eternity, for the stars shine always, whether we see them or not. Which is true. And you know what? I was going to say it's so true. And then my little voice said, well, how do you know? I have not been up there to touch a star, but I feel like I have. So take that how you want to. Anyway, some bullet points of the now position, 10 of Earth, is special awareness of the balance of time. The combination of opposites reminds us that there is a time for everything, such as work, play, sleep, activity and rest, planting and sowing, giving and receiving. And in the reverse, it means now is not the right time. You are not in a position to judge the proper time at this moment. Wait things out a bit before acting. And again, I apologize for my phone being so sensitive to where it decided to chime in. What it was saying is that the combination of opposites reminds us that there is a time for everything, such as work, play, sleep, activity, and rest, planting and sowing, giving and receiving. But in the reverse, it says, now is not the right time. You are not in a position to judge the proper time at this moment. Wait things out a bit before acting. And from the top, it says special awareness of balance of time. So in this position of now, it's all about balancing time. And so I just flipped it just to talk about it. I flipped it meaning it's in the reverse. Make no mistake about it. However, I flipped it right side up so we could have a discussion. So, and my allergies are getting to me. That's why my voice is sounding scraggly. But I am determined to push through my videos, and I will drink water, and I will be okay. So the Ten of Pentacles reversed is the clarifier, which is to the right of it. And plain and simply reversed, in this deck it says having a stable life but finding it confining and a burden. Staying in a place out of habit and security. That sounds awful. That sounds awful. Moving right along. Yes, so clarifying. They wanted me to clarify. So here are the bullet points for these clarifiers. Holidays, gifts, money, small budget. While the spring card represents new beginnings, the third card as a clarifier here represents a resistance due to the Ten of Pentacles being in reverse. It's a reminder to pay attention to the balance of time. So let's go ahead and dive in on the Spring card, which was the third. So looking at this picture, we have the reverse, Ten of Pentacles. Then we have, out of my clarifying deck, gifts under $20. That's where the top portion is addressing. Then the New Beginnings and Spring clarifier card is the third card, which is, it's a flower. And it might be no, it's not a tulip. It's not a rose. I don't know. But it says beautiful this spring. So my intentions for that one was something to express something that was already there and in the making, and it's growing and developing, and that in the upright it looks good and it's going to continue to grow, and it's strong and positive, kind of in the spirit of the Three of Wands, in the Rider-Waite. So with this clarifying the Ten of Pentacles reversed, that means that it's not growing, it's not going. So, like I said, there's some resistance. There's resistance because there's a part that wants to and a part that doesn't. And the part that doesn't is the part that's winning. The best of it all. Nine of Pentacles reversed. You guys are going to hear me take a sip of water simply because I don't know how to mute. Alright, but I watch tarot readers all day drink water, and so no big deal. So the best of it all is Nine of Pentacles reversed, which says that it's represented by land creatures. And some of the bullet points are living in the present. Everything is just right. There is nothing to do. However, all of that sounds great. However, it was in the reverse. So the reverse part says preoccupation with the past or the future. Your deep preoccupation with worry will cause you to overlook something important. And I feel that with every single bone in my body. When I was channeling this reading, and I'm channeling it now, but I channel it before I deliver the message. So I'll repeat that. Your deep preoccupation with worry will cause you to overlook something important. Okay? And that is clarified by the Nine of Pentacles. And reverse, it says that it's doing things or creating things in order to meet emotional needs. And this is one thing that I do like about me using this format, is that you are able to look at the cards up close, because Spirit always wants you to look at the cards up close and identify anything that speaks to you. And I know that when I'm resonating, I always see something, more than one thing that speaks to me. And it doesn't have to be anything that, seems normal. It's just whatever may speak to you. For instance, if you had some kind of nudge towards, now I'm just going to use this because it's in the picture. If you had some kind of nudge towards buying a gnome, and then you see this picture and you see these little gnomes all over the steps, that could mean something to you. It's very individual, whatever the pictures may mean to you guys. But Spirit purposefully had me put this in here and pause to say that, because I forget all the time. But all the time, across the board, look at the pictures and see what they mean to you. Now, the best of it all, and using my clarification. So, of course, it was, well, not of course, but it was reversed. Like, there were so many. They were all reversed except for one position, which we'll get to in a moment. So this one was doing things or creating things in order to meet emotional needs. And clarified with my deck of you sucked yourself, deal with it. Okay, so that kind of sounds mean coupled with that, but this is Spirit. This is not me per se. It is my deck, and I did write those words, but let me explain. Because that sounds so mean. You sucked yourself, deal with it, after coming off of you're creating things in order to meet your emotional needs. Okay. Well, I don't know how to say it for YouTube, but put your grown woman panties on, or whatever it's called. That's why it's a hashtag no sugarcoating, because I cannot. Okay, so you've done something and you thought it would work out a certain way, and it didn't work out that way, and you are feeling regretful. Okay. Well, that's where the second phrase, deal with it, comes in. You'll be all right. You did it, so you'll be all right. You'll be all right as long as your mind is in the right place. So far as I did it, I'll accept it. See, you have to accept it. You have to accept what you did. Okay, so they're telling me to be more clear, because I really was getting ready to walk away. Okay. You did it. When you do things, and see, because I wasn't even going to judge what your intentions were. You know what your intentions were when you did whatever it was that you did. And when you do that, you have to be able to accept that coming right back to you. Because however you mean it, whatever you're doing, it's going to come back to you. And that's just the way it works. So This card that says you stopped yourself, deal with it, was actually me assuming that that person knew what they put out there. But Spirit is letting me know that, because, even though I made this deck, Spirit can use it however they want. So Spirit is letting me know that this person may not have understood how it works. You can't put negative out and not expect for negative to come back. So you shouldn't put negative out. So whatever energy or whatever you did, it went out and it came back. And so that's how you stop yourself. That's the term, you stopped yourself. And the deal with it is, that part was just Indigo Sage, me assuming that you would know that it's going to come back. So if you don't know, like Biggie said, now you know. So moving on. Yeah, this is You Been Sad some more. This to me was, like mom, like a mother figure or the woman of the house or the queen of the house. And it's you being solemn, being regretful, just being in this regretful, sad energy, which is why the first card out was you stopped yourself, deal with it. But, and I'm just saying you got to get it together. So this is some sadness, of what you wanted it to be or thought it should be or what it could be or what you want to be. Something about, and I'm going to say it how I want to, make believe. This is like the sad wishing, and it has to do with holidays, like just wishing things were different. So this is like in this make believe mode, which is why this card came out that said deal with it, because you can't be in make believe. Now, so yeah, another card came out. And so in the previous video, I explained about how in these cards, my clarifying cards, I talked to Archangel Michael, and he spits out the cards, the exact amount in the exact way that they are intended to be read. And so I've stopped asking for one card. I used to just ask for one card, and he gives me what's needed. Sometimes it's one card, and there's been 4 cards. He gives me what's needed. So, I have no business trying to tell him how to do his job. With that being said, so it was 3 cards for this one. And we've discussed the first 2. The second one, the third one concerned me. So what does your deal with it look like? That's the question at this point. And as you can see, the third card is sink. I feel like I'm drowning. So, Spirit wanted me to go deeper into the drowning, and honestly, it just, for whatever reason, it had been weighing on my mind here and there lately, like suicidal thoughts not for myself, but channeling the collective. It's not for me. It's just channeling these messages. Suicide and parental issues and stuff has been so consistent and heavy, very heavy in these messages. So, with that being said, I'm going to read these just together and separate from the previous message, but the bullet points was upset with self, embarrassed, which related to the socking yourself and dealing with it, yearning for the missed mark, the mom spirit, mom figure, queen of the house. The last one, self-loathing, an underlying feeling that you are not good enough or you never will be. With all of that being said, I had an overwhelming feeling to deliver this message. So the Sing card in this reading made me feel like there's silent or silenced voices that could benefit from this number. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, which is 1-800-273-8255. And I want you to know that you are not alone. This is me saying you are not alone. Okay? And then also you can visit my website at unapologeticallysage.com. From the menu, click the Contact Me tab. From there, you will be able to privately send me a request for advice. If that's what you want, you can do that. But in this part of this message, it just felt really heavy and very necessary for me to address this. So I do as Spirit directs me, and that's probably why I feel blessed every morning when I wake up. So moving right along. The worst of it all, 3 of Fire. Now this was the only card upright, and it's in the worst of all. The worst of it all position. It is the only one that was upright. I'm not even for sure what that even means. But 3 of Fire, Venus. She has been something else. Venus has been popping up in you guys' reading lately. What y'all doing with Venus? Okay, so Venus. As an astrological player, Venus is true to her image and certainly represents love, partnerships, and marriage. Those, however, are just one facet of Venus's energy. At her most basic, she represents attraction, both what we are attracted to and what we attract to ourselves. Looking at this idea in terms of the law of attraction, we draw toward us and are drawn toward what we value and what we desire. Yes, and I remember when Venus came up before, and it was in a different way. So she's coming up again, but in not the same way, but she's still hanging around with the attractionness, and she is the worst of it all and upright while everything else was reversed. So the bullet points for Venus, the worst of it, is that she represents attraction. And I'm going to hit you with this straight up. In reverse, she means revulsion, denial of attraction, or attraction thwarted. But it was right side up, which indicates the energy of attraction out in the open and undeniable. It sounds good, so why is it in the worst position? So you need to ask yourself, worse for who? Because it sounds good, but it's in the worst position. So this is your guardian angels. This is the insight part. This is definitely the insight part. Because this sounds like a person just happy to have discovered or been able to admit their love or found their true love, and they just want to like shout it from the top of the highest mountain, but it's in the worst position. So you have to ask your angels. But the clarifying card is 3 of Wands, and the bullet points of that one is attracting a result. So here in the 3D, you already, let me put it like this. The worst of it is that you're putting that out in the universe and you're attracting your result. So it still doesn't sound bad. So let me continue to say my bullet points. She's done the necessary work and her desires have been released to the universe. Look how comfortable she is. She is comfortable. Now she waits for her goals to manifest. Attracting a result is the only upright card in the reading. And it's in the worst position. So she's just waiting to manifest her goals. She's just waiting for her goals to manifest. She's done the work. She's waiting for her goals to manifest. This is her relaxed over off to the right side of things. Okay? And her goals look like it's in that postman's hands. The postman is behind her in the windowsill, delivering mail. Got a whole bunch of mail. Them is checks. Anyway, I don't know what they are, but she's just chilling like a villain. She's done her work, and now she's relaxing, waiting for, you know what I'm saying, for it to come in. Waiting to manifest. It's the manifestation, the weight of it. Clarified by apprehensive. Say it louder for the bees in the back. They be buzzing. Okay, so this is my clarification card, and actually it came in the reverse, which says this is why it's in the worst, because there's some apprehension. This is why it's in the worst position, because you have not actually, with this saying that you can't speak, you're apprehensive about speaking, means you didn't. So for this to be in the worst position, what this means is that this is your perceived imagination, that if you were to speak up and say how you truly felt, that, it would be so bad. That's why this is in the worst position. This is in the worst position because it's in your mind. Because this is a very good card. And this apprehensiveness was in reverse. So anyway, that was clarifying that you haven't said anything. This is just what you fear. You fear that's like, even though speaking up would be like the best thing for you, and you would be like a butterfly transforming, you don't see that. you perceive it to be the worst possible thing, even though, like, because it still stood beautiful by itself in the worst position. Like, it stood up, right? The only card, but in the worst position. That's because that's imagined by you. That's your imagination. So, these other cards fell out, and it's love, which is broken up, which means love is there. It just needs to be worked on. Like, it's broken up. It's not solid. It's not solid. And especially the ampersand sign. For me, I put that there and cut it purposefully because it means it needs more, which means it needs to be worked on. Now, you meet in heaven, bring inspiration home. That could mean so many things. So pretty much it means that you're communicating with this person in the 5D or higher. This is a twin flame card for me. Soul connection card. And when I say for me, I mean as a reader. It means that your souls are meeting in 5D or higher. You're communicating beyond 3D. This is communication beyond 3D. So, in this reading, it doesn't necessarily have to be a partner or twin flame partner. It could just mean that you're communicating with your ancestors, but either way, they're communicating with you. And this is the worst of it all, which is really not, like I said, bad. It's the worst of it all is saying that you need to speak up, and it's not going to be bad. So what's to come of it all? What's to come of it all? So, pardon me, I need to take a pause for the cause, drink some water. What's to come of it all? Okay, so here we go. I didn't find much information about Beltane, but here's what I am going to talk about. The Let It Go, which is one of my cards. And it's funny because I did not know where to put that. It fell out. I was shifting between clarifying the previous Three of Wands with the Lovers. And I'm doing my shuffle in my hand, and this one comes out kind of in the middle. So it was kind of like at the end of the Three of Fire, the Three of Wands, and then but it wanted to attach itself to the Lovers. So I said, okay, I don't know where to put you. I'm gonna put you here. And it felt right after I did it. And isn't this a beautiful combination? Especially when I really couldn't find anything on Beltane. So if you guys know anything about Beltane, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. I really would appreciate that. As we learn the As Above, So Below deck together. So let it go. Regret is poisonous. Ditch it. I know that I remember speaking in the last video for choice 1 about the non-forgiveness kind of attitude and how it's like drinking poison and hoping that the other person die, and that's just simply ridiculous. So it's just really connecting and bringing choice 1 and choice 2 together and connecting them so much, because regret is also poisonous. So, and we didn't talk about regret in the first video, choice one. Choice one didn't have anything to do with regret. Choice two apparently has to do with regret, and it didn't know where exactly to go. So I really kind of feel like regret is a pattern truly throughout this entire message. Choice two is riddled with regret. And I'm going to say this before I even close out. Don't do something because of regret. Like, don't make a choice or a decision based on regret. Don't do that. If you have regret, okay, you have regret. All right. You know, if you socked yourself, you socked yourself. Okay. All right. Deal with it. Get over it. If you need to forgive someone, forgive someone. Let it go, which is what this card says. And they're even letting me know, like, your guardian angels are letting me know that it was meant to be right here. Let it go. Let it go. So moving forward, what's to come of it is you'll be able to let it go. Now this lovers. Now here's the thing about the lovers. Some people, you know, readers can take it and do with it what they want. I'm just going to give a little bit of background. The lovers doesn't actually mean lovers. It actually just means choices, making choices. Like a choice has been made is what it's referring to. In this deck, however, it does have to do with choices, but it also, it says something to do with sex. And so that's in the what's to come position. And I will read more of it. Okay, so it says, as with much of pagan symbolism, the Beltane symbol of the maypole is obviously sexual. This holiday celebrates virility and the joy of sexual pleasure, and by extension of life in its prime. For some, this time, just before the peak of life, is the sweetest and the best. This card, with its revelers, maypole, and passionate god and goddess, highlights both the holiday itself and the meaning of the card. The joy of beauty, of choosing wisely. When one makes a decision that makes the heart glad, prolific life generally follows. Alrighty. So it means following your heart, making a good choice, a happy, healthy partnership, and finding a perfect match. Okay, so the as above bullet point basically is the great union that begins the life cycle. The so below, which is what we're looking at, says a choice that begins an important cycle. Festival summer is coming. Okay, so this card was in reverse, unfortunately, and I'm gonna say unfortunately because that's how I feel right now in this reading. The lovers are doing something for the wrong reasons. That's what it means in reverse, people. The lovers are doing something for the wrong reasons. Now, check this out. Bam. These are the clarifiers for what's to come. which I was baffled, but I know that the collective that I'm reading for, this means something to you. So the first clarifier was talking about that you need to make a doctor's appointment, which this card came out several times in previous readings. And so the next card that came out, which is on the bottom to the left, and it actually says, when you're being spoon-fed, measure your response. That one means exactly what it said, but also I was going to use that one as a symbol for needing to take medication, needing to take your medicine. And I don't know if this will mean something to someone out there, but just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, medicine go down, medicine go down. That's what kept playing every time I looked at those spoons. And I was gonna write that, but they had me make it, when you're being spoon-fed, measure your response. So, but in this reading, they're telling me to tell you both of it. So whoever this is for, you needed to know both of those things, okay? And then the last thing was check mental illness symptoms. And that's what I have for you, but it was so strong that this isn't even this message right here with what's to come was to me so different that I had to take time out to definitely acknowledge it, that you guys need to make a doctor's appointment, because this has been coming up, and not only this reading, but the reading before it. So, and you know what it's for, and it could be, and don't be embarrassed. They just said don't be embarrassed. Am I trying to convince somebody who feel like they embarrassed? Okay, so check this out. I don't know what kind of doctor's appointment it is, but I'm feeling like it's one for mental stability. Okay, everybody deserves mental stability. They said mental stability. Everybody deserves mental stability. Don't you be ashamed to be making why they say head doctor appointment. That's not what it's called. They ain't called head doctors. I don't even know where that came from, but you do what you got to do to be all right. And I just want to say it. I don't want to say it. F what anybody else think. Don't. Whoever I'm speaking to right now, you care too much about what people think. So stop. You need to stop it. All right. So I do angel number tiles. And you got 4 for this message. And angel number 4 is an indication that your angels are offering you love, support, encouragement, and inner strength, enabling you to do what you need to do and achieve your goals with diligence and proficiency. When you take positive action towards your highest intentions, aspirations, and goals, the universe works in your favor and helps you to establish solid foundations and advance you along your path. Angel number 4 indicates that your angels are around you and that you are able to call upon them for help, guidance, and assistance whenever you feel the need. Trust that you have all the skills, talents, and abilities to overcome any obstacles. Angel number 4 also encourages you to put proper preparation into your plans and set things in motion with system and order so that you can achieve your goals and aspirations. So here we have Eileen from the Goddess Power Oracle. Okay. And I pick at the end of the both choices from the Act Now selections, I pick a summary, a bottom line message. And she came out, honey, for the bottom line message. So the bottom line card for both choices is Eileen, which is patterns, but she was in reverse. So her alignment message, patterns in reverse, is familiar patterns show up when you fall asleep at the wheel of your life or when you expect things to be a certain way out of habit. Whatever conditions are reoccurring for you right now, you are being invited to see them as an opportunity to move beyond the limits of your expected disappointment or habitual behavior. If you do what you have always done, then you can expect the same patterns to continue. If you don't want to repeat a lesson or find yourself back on the same path with the same people, same conditions and results, then you must choose to think, do, and be differently. Elaine of the Ways offers this alignment task. Make a commitment to change your way and choose to allow for new paths to be explored. It's time to take a look at your need to always wonder if the other shoe will drop and how you will remain in familiar territory, although you're not content. Elaine will show you the way out. You just need to want to follow. So, that was beautiful. That was really, really beautiful. Wow. If you do what you have always done, then you can expect the same patterns to continue. Wow. It's like deep, but it's so common sense. And I love these cards. Look how beautiful she is, okay? But she was in the reverse saying, knock it off, stop it. So, this will be continued because there is a different, more insightful, evasive spread that I can do on this. And I really want to because this was different. It was the same but different. So that's why I say to be continued. But then, here we go though. As I was looking at the spreads for these decks specifically, as above and so below, it said it suggested something to do when the majority of the cards are reversed, which of course is exactly what just happened. And it said to pick up a deck and ask, where is the blockage? And ask it right at the first so below reversal. Your first so below reversal was right out the box with the Hierophant was in reverse, which says using knowledge as a way to control or wield power. And so I asked for a clarifier for the blockage. like what's going on with that. And it was the Seven of Cups upright, which is risk of illusion, inevitable disappointment, wish card. Each cup contains a mixed result. Seven of Cups can all be poisoned gifts. And all 7 cups. So that's the blockage. So I am glad that I did decide to dive deep into choice 2, because I don't know about you, but I feel like it's more to choice 2. And that's where I'm going to leave you guys, because I gotta dive deeper into this. The clarifier, 7 of Cups, upright, and the definitions, some are the same as Rider Waite, but when you dig deep, it's actually different. So I gotta dig in deeper. But in the meantime, if you have enjoyed this, if you liked it, if it resonated, or if you are just intrigued, by my storytelling abilities, click like, subscribe, or just let me know in the comments how you feel. Anyway, check me out also at unapologeticallysage.com. Enjoy your week, and I'll be back with an empowerment message, but I aim to dig in more from this. So I guess I'll call this part 3 or something. Not sure, but it'll be plain to see. All right, so click like, subscribe. Love you guys. Have a wonderful week. Goodbye.